Well, Irris Makler joins me now for more on this story from Jerusalem. Irris, Zelensky gave another speech after that first one at the Knesset Sunday where he talked about Israel's potential role in the peace talks. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, it was a very different tone. I think what we heard, first of all, in the Knesset was a short speech, an angry speech, if you like, his j'accuse, telling Israel to pick a side, to stop sitting on the fence, to support sanctions against Russia, to provide arms and certainly defensive arms like its anti-missile defense shield for Ukraine. The comparison with the Holocaust, he said, Jews never have forgotten the Holocaust, and the words that were used then was a final solution to the Jewish problem. And he said Russian sites and the Russian president are now using a final solution to the Ukrainian problem. That elicited mixed reactions here, it has to be said, with some people forgiving him, if you like, for a historic inaccuracy. Other people actually quite angry because they say this is maybe a terrible attack, but it is not yet a Holocaust in comparison to the genocide of the Jews during World War II. They did say, it was interesting, one writer did say that, yes, Israel should be helping Ukraine. But if you look back at Ukrainian history, long before World War II, if you're already going to look at history, there was a lot of anti-Semitism. And she said that Israel should be helping Ukraine despite its long history of anti-Semitism because of the need there now. The second speech that we heard from Zelensky later in the night was a little bit more conciliatory. And in that he said he did praise Israel for its attempts at mediation and for trying to bring the two sides together to conduct peace talks.
So, Irris, given all of that, do we think peace talks could actually take place in Jerusalem?
That has been Zelensky's ideal or dream, I guess, ever since this possibility raised its head. And he thinks it's important for both sides because of its spiritual connections, because Israel does have relations with both sides, because of the nature of Jerusalem. But we have heard from Russia just within the last 24 hours. This is not Zelensky's first call, by the way, to come to Jerusalem to meet Vladimir Putin in Jerusalem. But we have heard from Russia that they're not yet ready for face-to-face talks between Putin and Zelensky, no matter where. You know, not that Jerusalem is impossible, but the talks right now are not an issue.
Okay, Irris, thanks for that. France 24's Irris Makler in Jerusalem.